Welcome to the third video of this tutorial series. So continue from where we left off in the second video. Right now what we need to create is the input feed here. So we need to input some stuff here, an input feed where we can enter our information like the name and the message and the send button. All will be right here. So right now, if we go back to our code view, right now this is code view environment. That's where we are right now. So this is the input feed. We are right inside the opening tag of this input feed. So let's go and add it. Let's just add a form. So I'll open a form tag in there. Here we go. This is the form tag. Then I will insert two input feeds. The first one is test feed. I'll call it, I won't give it an ID because I'm going to use a class for it. So I'll just drop it, then add another to it. There we go. Then I'll drop down a little and then add a button. I'll call the button submit. I'll call the button send message as a value. That will be the value of the button send message. There we go. Let's save and preview in the browser as usual. There you go. Right now we have the content here, the input feed. Two input feeds are here. So let's go back and add a little to it. One thing we want this input feed to do is not to submit except there's a content in it, and also give it a placeholder to direct people on what is required there. So let's go behind the code for the first one, which says test feed 1. Now what we need to do is give it a placeholder and say enter your name here. So we can simply copy this, we have been a bit lazy here, but it's the same process. So this one we say enter your message here, message here, and we also want the feed to be required, which means if the feed is not filled, the form cannot submit. So we add one more called required attribute. That should just do it. Same here, required. Let's save and preview. There you go. Enter your name here, enter your message here. If I decide to say submit, it's only saying fill out this feed. And if I decide to put something and click submit again, this one will say fill out this feed, which means we've been able to successfully validate, not only validate, instead let's still call it validation, quite alright. So we've successfully protected this feed from submitting except there is a content. So it's only when you have contents in it, if you submit right now, the system will reload, but it won't do anything because we will not at least done any coding to that yet. We have to validate it properly. So let's go back to Dreamweaver, and right now we need to declare some classes for the input feed and also for the button. So what we need to do right now is come here and say test feed come down and say width. So the width should be 30%, 30%, height 30%, and height should be about 39 pixel. Then what else again? We need to give it what else? Let's give it a border radius. Sorry about that, I didn't close that line of code. Give it a border radius. Border radius of 8 pixel. Then that should just do first and foremost. Then let's add one more line of class to it. Right now we'll just copy this and reuse it here. We want the text box to be focused once it is clicked, so I will add a pseudo selector here called the focus. So there we go. I'll give it a border of 2 pixel, solid, green. That should just do it, and give it a background color of light yellow or whatever you feel like. It's a matter of choice. Save it, then go to our design view. Right now nothing is happening here, but we'll just need to add that class we just created called the test feed. I've added it to the first one, so add it to the second one. So let's save it and preview in the browser. Here we go. We have this here. On click, it is focus. On click, it is focus. So right now we need to go and settle some scores in the line of codes. So what do? Let's add to this and make it 4 pixel. Then for the width, let's give it 50 pixel each, so it will cover up the space. There we go. It's floating down right now because between this edge to this edge is 100%, and we gave it 50-50, so there's no room to stay in between, because it means from this red to this red is 100%, and there's a little gap of about 1 pixel on both sides. So let's call it, give it 49 pixel. Let's refresh. There we go. Our input feed is already active. So what do we need to do right now? Let's click on it and see. On clicking, it's still jumping down, which means we need to reduce it to 8. So we have little gap, at least on both sides. Save and refresh it. Right now, if I click, it's still where it is, and that is good enough. So we can add a little margin of 1 pixel left. margin left 2 pixel. Let's see how that affects our work. There you go. It has shifted it from the margin a little, but we still need to make it, let's make it 4, or let's make it 3 pixel. That should just serve our purpose here. There we go. So if we click, still okay, but I think 4 should be just okay. Let's refresh. That is it. So let's give it a little margin top. Copy this and paste it one more place. Instead of left, I'll say top. Do OP. Save it and refresh. There you go. Now it has been able to at least align properly, so our input feed seems to be working well right now, but our button is still looking very bad, so we need to style the button itself. So right now what we need to do, first and foremost, for the input feed, we need to increase the height a bit to 90 pixel. So if we see what that has done, what has happened to that, let's just go back to the style and say class button. Let's give it the button a class. So let's give the width of the button to be 100% because we want it to expand around the entire container. So let's give it an height. Sorry about that. 100%. Close that line of code. Give it an height. On a height of about 40 pixel high. Then a background color of a blue, then a color of white should do. Let's select white should do, and then let's give it a font size of 24 pixel, then a font family of Arial. There you go. So before we preview, let's just go back to the design view of Dreamweaver. This is our button. So what we need to do right now, let's give it a class we just created called the button. There we go. Save that. Go to design view browser and refresh. Here we go. This is our button working properly here. So what do we need to do now? We need to do one more thing. Our footer. Let's work on our footer right here. So our footer is floating, but before then, let's just add one more to the height of the input feeds. Let's give it 100 instead, 100 pixel high. Then for the button, we want a pseudo selector to be added, which is an over effect. So I'll copy this just before the closing here, or after rather. I'll put a column and say over. Then you have to make sure this is spelled correctly, over, if not it won't work. I say background color. I'll give it a white. No, and a hash should do. Then color should be white. Font size should be 24 pixel. Let's close that up. Now for the footer, let's add one more line of code to it. The height, let's make it 50 pixel. Then for the line height, let's make it 50 pixel as well. Now let's go here. We want to add our footer content, and I want the copyright symbol. And if you want to do the copyright symbol, the simple line of code is just and copy. Here you go. You can say 2005 to 2016. And you say Ugbubu web development service. You can make this bold by adding a strong tag to it. So let's go back down here, add strong tag. Then we still have one more problem to take care of. We have to center align our tests for the footer. So we'll put a test alignment here and say center. That should just serve our purpose. Let's refresh. Here we go. This is perfect right now. So this is our chat box area. This is our input, and this is our footer. Right now, if you overrun this submit button, it's showing the nice effect here. That's exactly what we wanted. So on this chart, let's add a little border bottom between the chat session and this input session, so as well as the header. So let's just go for that. For the header, let's say border bottom, color, let's give it a green, give it a solid, then 4 pixel. That should do it. And if you go to the code view right now, say code view, design view rather, this is it. This is the border bottom we just added. Let's add another one at the bottom of the chart. So let's go. Let's just copy this line of code under the chart. Let's place that there, and under input, let's also place that there. So let's save and preview in browser. There you go. Now this is what we have here, but they just remove both for the input and for the chat itself. So that should just do the job for us. So let's preview. There we go. At least this is okay. So later on we'll remove this chat box written here, but right now on this video, this is the end of this third video in this series. So in the next video, what we'll be doing is to create our database which will be supporting our inputs. So show that when we send in a chat, should send to database, redirect us back to this same page, and let it be displayed here. So we'll just go back, and in the next video, that's exactly what we'll be doing, creating a database. So if you don't know how to create a database, follow along carefully in the next video. So see you in the next video. Thank you.